What's up, guys? Holding Alex with you here, bringing you Fairytail 100 Years Manga Quest Review. This is chapter 21 titled Burn It All. Now, this was an amazing chapter. It's sad how, like, the 100-year quest, even though it's just like a little sequel to what Fairytail is, it's doing way better than the Alvarez arc, in my opinion. And I hope when the Alvarez arc is done, they animate this, like how they did with Fairytail Zero. Hopefully they do that with this sequel. But it begins continuing off of Natsu and Ignia, conversation, and he explains to him what he means when he says, "I'm Ignia's first son," and I'm happy that he's not a clone or the first person he taught Dragon Slayer to. He's actually the biological son of Ignia. His blood runs through his veins, and he explains how dragons do things. Unlike humans who they build together and make families, dragons don't do that. When it's mating season, they mate and they dip. That's it. So when a dragon is getting raised up, they technically never meet their father. They know of him thanks to the mother, but the mothers is the one that teach them the ways of the dragon and how to use their abilities and stuff like that until they reach a certain age and then, like birds, get out the nest. So that's technically how dragons work. And Ignia also explains to Natsu how he's very upset because he's one of the dragons that hid here from Agdalogia to get more powerful. And now that he's more powerful than the Agdalogia, he wanted to challenge him and defeat him, but not for revenge, but to test his strength. And he had like this sinister smile when he said it, and Natsu was like looking at him like, "Dude, chill." And but then he was like, "If Agdalogia lost to a human like you, I guess he wasn't really nothing to be feared in the first place." And then he told Natsu that you have to get much stronger because I want to fight you and have a heated battle with you, one versus one, not like what happened with him and the Agdalogia. But after he said this, he sees Natsu's face is like nonchalant, like he doesn't really care what he's saying. And he tells Natsu, "Well, if you're not motivated, I can kill all your friends. Maybe that might motivate you." And Natsu, hearing that, got real pissed off and went for a fire punch. Of course, he blocked it, but then he started talking more smack, saying, "Well, if you don't stop the water god dragon with this power, then I guess you're gonna lose your friends no matter what, because he's about to kill him." And we see him, the water god dragon, about to like do like this rain, pour rain, like roar type of scream on the whole area. And then Ignia flies off, and he was like, "Well, see you later. Get much stronger so we can battle." And he flies off, and that's when Ezra, Wendy, Lucy, and Gray gets there, and they was like, "Yo, you know that dragon? Is he an acquaintance or a friend of yours?" Depending on which translation you read. Some translations said friends, some said acquaintance. I think acquaintance is more of a better word. But Natsu just puffs up and he's like, "No." And he turns his face like a kid. And then the cats, Happy and Charlotte, tells Natsu, "Explain later, just eat these flames, get powered up, and beat the god dragon." And Natsu was like, "I'm not eating these disgusting flames from that jerk." And you even have Gray shaking him up. "Yo, this is not the time for that. Hurry up and get this power up." And everyone just scream at him. So he's like, "Fine, whatever." And he absorbs all the flame that Ignia had dropped from him. And we actually get to see him power up. And he has like this dark energy matter wrapped around his arms and legs, and his hair is spiked up with like his scales. It's like a new dragon force, I guess you can say, for him. But it looks more demonic than dragon related. And when he goes into this form, he starts rampaging on the water god dragon. We have about like 5-6 chapters of nothing but no dialogue, just Natsu just ripping the dragon apart. Like, he punches him in the face, knocks him to the ground. He picks up his tail, he starts beating it. Then the water god dragon tries to slap him with a tail. Natsu just grabs his tail, and he does like a Naruto, and Naruto flung one of Pain's creatures over on his back. That's technically what Natsu did. He grabbed it by its tail and he flung it over on his back, and he slammed it on the floor, and everyone is amazed. But while this is going on, everyone is amazed except Lucy. As you can see in the thumbnail, Natsu looks like he looks more demonic by the second. And you actually have a dialogue with Lucy saying, for the first time out of the 10 years they've been together, 10 plus years really, This is the first time in her whole life that she ever felt fear from Natsu. So, and that was the end of the chapter. But this was a really great chapter, chapter 21. If you have not read it, I advise you to read it. If you already read it, go read it again. Really great chapter, great stuff. Fairytail 100-year quest. Sadly is what the Hours arc, the final arc, should have been officially, but it is what it is. But this is blowing that out the park way better. Hopefully he will keep this kind of writing up, because he's just the one writing the story. He's not the one doing the artwork or anything else. You know, actually one of his main assistants are doing the artwork for it, and the writing and dialogue is just coming from Hero to him. So, but this brings up a lot of good questions too, because if in maiden seasons dragons do that, they just find a wife or a husband just to be with and have their kid, so their population could, you know, grow and be, you know, dominant. This raises the question, what about the other dragons? Metallica, Wisna, I forgot, Sting's dragon. You know, what happened to those 3 dragons? And Grandina, I mean, does she have a child as well? I mean, she is the female dragon that we know of, so this brings up the question, do all the other dragons from our Dragon Slayers also have kids? Or was this is something that Igneo did when he was in his younger years? And on top of that, is this Igneo's only child? Because it was stated that dragons go and find mates to breed with, but then they leave, just for breeding season. That doesn't mean that Igneo only had one wife, or one dragon in his life. Maybe he had multiple different dragons that he's been with through all the breeding season of dragons. Which would raise another question, how many kids does he have? Is Igneo the only one? Is he the oldest out of the ones, if there are more, or the youngest? And it also brings up the question about the other dragons. Do they have kids? Also brings up another important factor that a lot of people are not thinking of, Agdologia. One, did the Agdologia ever have kids? I mean, yeah, he wanted to go kill all the dragons and become the Dragon King, but you have to think, before he went batshit crazy and whatever, and started killing his own kind, when he was with dragons, a Dragon Slayer, what was his life back then? Maybe he had a wife or a girlfriend that got pregnant he didn't know, and when he left her to become what he became, she gave birth to a child who was a human with dragon abilities, maybe? I mean, Ezra was born from a dragon, because Irene, she was a dragon, but Ezra never getting all powers off of that. But that could have been because she was not taught by a dragon mother like the rest of the dragons to develop that power. That could be an excuse on why Ezra never learned dragon magic, even though maybe she may have an affinity for it. Or maybe dragons just take up the magic after their parents, the fathers, and not the mothers. So that could be another explanation. But this raises a lot of questions, it raises a lot of bars, and it makes Fairytail feel more alive and threatening. This is actually a very good arc. I wish this whole 100-year quest would have been like the official last arc of Fairytail, not like no short sequel. Because it's doing extremely good. 21 chapters of hypeness. But yeah, great chapter, guys, but that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and give this video a like. Share with your family and friends. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell to get more. Also, tell me down below your thoughts and theories of this chapter. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What you think is going on? Do you think the other dragons have kids? Do you think Wendy and Gajo and all them and Sting and Vogue, would they meet their dragons' kids? Tell me what do you think so far of Ignea. Tell me, do you think that Natsu's gonna learn how to do this power up? Is he gonna pull a Goku? And maybe his body might learn from this one time of having those flames that he might be able to produce these type of flames on his own later on. Something similar to that effect. But that's all I have for you guys. Please follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.